I shouldn't be in that market. I shouldn't be in the market. You knew better, ICT. Why are you doing this? Well, because I have something to prove. To who? Whoever will listen. That's the humanity in me that I wrestle with all the time. And for some of you younger folks, generally the young men, you have this same thing inside you. And you want to get really, really good at this. So that way you can go out there and stick your thumb in everybody's eye that didn't have a problem with you. You'll create that audience because you feel like you have to do it. It's something inside of you that you can't cope with. And your coping mechanism is you want to do that because then you'll feel like, a gladiator. Thought to myself, looking at price action, I said, I really can't connect with it right now. So to control the impulsiveness that I would have if I were given the opportunity to sit here and try to look at certain things when I knew the probabilities were low, the tendency I have as an obsessively compulsive person, I wrestle with a lot of impulsiveness. And it may sound like I am a saint with patience. I'm not. It takes a great deal of discipline for me to do what you see me do. And to manage my own internal dialogue, it's like arguing with 1,000 different people and all of them have their own opinion and they all think they're right. And it's very hard to articulate it, but mental illness is very hard to live with. It's hard for people to live with you. And it's very difficult to operate in an industry like this where it requires you to be extremely focused and have no distractions. So to stave off that impulsiveness, I took a leave of absence and channeled that energy that would otherwise be utilized in markets that I knew by experience and by the rules that I teach you was going to be highly unfavorable. Now, does that mean that the market stayed sideways and didn't move at all? There was no fluctuations at all? No, of course not. But I think you all know, now looking back at it, it was a little bit more trickier than it has been in recent months. And it's unfortunate for some of you that have pushed the envelope too much, trying to get your funded accounts in, or make more money, or try to keep up with the Joneses, as the expression says. Meaning in America, if you're not familiar with that term, it's kind of like keeping up with everybody else that's doing better or pretending to be doing better. So if someone gets a car, you try to get a car that's like theirs or better than, that type of thing. As a individual with a internal chip on my shoulder where I feel like I have to prove something all the time, and that's rooted in my childhood. I can't get my grandfather's approval because he basically raised me. I do a lot of things impulsively, and I'm trying to garner something I can't obtain. So it's very difficult for me to have that impulsiveness in a market environment where I'm not obligated to sit in front of you. I like to remind you all that, like, I'm not obligated to spend my time with you. And I don't mean that to be condescending. What I'm saying is I don't have any obligation to any of you, but I enjoy doing it. And because I don't run a signal service, and I facetiously made a comment to my older students in private, stating that I'm so thankful that I'm not running a signal service in an environment like this where you're expected. You're held to this standard of you have to do this. We've come to you for these signals and you're not doing it. So you're not meeting your end of the bargain, so to speak, because it's very difficult right now. And that's also another reason why I'm glad I don't have a, ironclad schedule for live streaming. And right now you may not feel like you're equipped for it. It's okay. You will be. But ICT, we've lost a lot of April. It's okay. It's okay. You've learned a valuable lesson because I practiced what I preached. I did exactly what I teach and taught you in these lessons. in those lectures and those core content lessons that are on my mentorship videos on my YouTube channel. My long-term older students know that these times can be wearing. They can wear you down, grind you down into bits. And if you're a new trader or a developing trader, these things can be major barriers to development or even willingness to stay with it. So I allowed for that to happen because I could have very easily been speaking to you through my Bose headset while I was driving, hands-free, completely legal in every state. But I went to South Carolina and I spent a day and a half. And I thought to myself, yeah, let's just go down to Florida. And while I was driving down to Florida, I got to thinking, I'm quite certain that many of you, not all of you, but many of you, were probably thinking to yourself, why does it feel so much harder right now? Like, why does it feel like I can't find a setup that makes sense? Or why is the setups that I'm trying to get into, why are they not performing for me? What's different about this environment? Or what's different about the algorithm? Did it change? Did something happen? Did too many people learn it now? No, there's sometimes the market will go into periods where it just simply has to stay put, has to stay basically sideways. And when it does that, when it's in no immediate hurry to get anywhere, it's just going to grind sideways. Now, it's not going to draw a horizontal line. It's going to move and gyrate a little bit here, a little bit there. You'll see fluctuations during the times of the day that we look for, but they just won't be as clean. They won't be so trustworthy. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Now, there's times where I can see setups in this sloppiness and still ferret out a move here and there. They won't be the 25 handle, 30 handle, 50 handle runs that you've seen me do, and they won't be always a 20 handle run. In fact, recently, even 10 handle runs have been not as frequent. Now, right away, I know some of you that are trading, you'll bring out your report card that you've been doing while I was gone and say, but look at this ICT. You're being too hard on yourself. The model speaks. The algorithm's still working. I did this, I did that. That's fine. That's your trade. That's your setup. I'm speaking to the individuals that didn't do it, that need the encouragement, that this need to be recentered and recalibrated, because 1 or 2 days of not being able to find your footing, that's reasonable for a new trader. They think that's something that's within the realm of permissible. But a new trader, a new developing trader, they can't come to terms with the idea that a trading model or an approach to trading or a mindset about price action should not be 2 weeks, if not longer. There should be trades taken. Someone must be pushing a button somewhere, and they want to be in that group, that mindset, that approach of always being in something. And that's an unfortunate thing, because there is a time to sow and a time to reap. There's going to be times when you get into the marketplace and you may not be able to foresee it. Like I was able to show you after 2 days sitting on Twitter and pointing out points of reference where I thought that were noteworthy 2 weeks ago or so. And right away, I knew that I was out of sync and I wasn't able to connect. And that was, number one, I kind of anticipated it because I told everybody we were in a scalper's market anyway. But even if we're in a scalper's market, you know, I'm proficient enough. I can get in there and slice and dice into these small little type of price action moves. But you're not going to be impressed with 2, 3, 4 handles or less a couple times a day. Now, some of you might lie to yourself and say, well, no, ICT, that's right up my alley. That's exactly what I want to do. You don't, trust me, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And the reason why you don't want to do that, and I can speak so confidently about it, because you'll start doing the math and think to yourself, well, wait a minute now. I can do 2 handles, 3 handles, less than 4 handles, 20, 30 times a day. Because look at it, it's moving like that all the time. And then you'll think more is better, whereas less is more. Less is optimal. Less trade frequency. When you're new, you do not want to be placing yourself in conditions and in opportunities, and I say that term opportunities loosely, and I'm doing quotes in the air with my fingers right now. You want to limit that in the beginning. It doesn't sound productive to do that because it's going to feel like you want to be doing this. Well, day trading must be everyday trading, and it's not. High probability it isn't. Now, you can get in there and get lucky and attribute it to as a skillful trader navigating the treacherous waters of these markets. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own imagination. But I'm trying to be practical and responsible as an educator to you, the listener, that doesn't know yourself yet. You came into this industry, this venture, listening to me drone on about things that probably should have been said in less words, but the more words, the better, because I'm hammering down these principles. And for the people that are really prepared to want to learn, they're willing to sit through it and listen. Those that have done that, you see them doing exceedingly well. The industry's recognize them now. They're making themselves known because of their results. They're not there bragging. But some of you want to be just a fraction of what they're finding in terms of success. Even that fraction requires a great deal of discipline. And you have to know yourself. You have to know where you're likely to do damage to yourself. Where are you going to hurt yourself? In the beginning, everything. Everything has thorns and sharp edges. Every single thing out there is too hot to touch. So you have to wear protection. And the protection that I'm offering you is experience. And sometimes that experience isn't always fully appreciated by the masses because they want me to do certain things. They want me to perform tricks. They want me to do things that I'm not obligated to do. And I don't like being told what to do. And when I know my personal limitations as a man, as a person that suffers with mental illness, I know where I can get myself into trouble. Doing things as a 20-year-old, trying to prove something. And I have very, very good tools. Some that you aren't privy to and won't be privy to, and others I'm teaching you throughout this year. I could still go in there and navigate, but it would be completely diametrically opposed to the model I've introduced. I saw a statement the other day. I said, for you, okay, you wait for the silver bullet. That means you wait for a setup between 10 and 11 Eastern time, New York local time. That doesn't mean I have to. You're stuck right there when it feels like you can't do anything. You don't know what to do. And as a trader, what are we doing? We're trying to increase that equity curve, trying to prevent it from declining. And for new students, trying to never have a losing trade. And that's never going to happen. You're going to have a losing trade. The harder you work towards not getting a losing trade, the easier you're going to find one. Think about that, because that's the truth. The more things you try to hunt and research and try to find or try to trade in a way where you think you're never going to take a loss, they will come to you far easier if you were just to trade and accept the responsibilities of the risk and controlling that only. Staying within your model's rules. So how does this equate to anything? What do we do with this message here? Well, your equity concern is you want to try to make money. You want to make that equity curve go up, and you want to go higher. You want to go higher on a leaderboard in a competition. You want to get a funded account challenge passed. You want to be able to get a certain payout. You want to be able to reach a equity high mile marker to be able to tell yourself that you can do this. Show the universe on social media that you aren't a demo baller. All these things are contributing factors for you to make that equity curve go up. But what happens when the market says no? What are you going to do? What are you going to do when the market is not showing you that it's a time for you to plant in risk? Because trading is planting in risk. You don't know, just like a farmer doesn't know if that crop is going to yield anything. Think about it. They don't know. They're just doing the same thing they do all the time. They have a routine. They have a model. Their model is, at this time of year, right away, what does that talk about? Are they planting their corn, their wheat, their soybean, their oats, their okra, the potatoes, or potato, in deference to folks that want to say it that way? Do they plant that in December? Do they plant it when it's likely to frost and freeze? No. Their model begins with time. Well, there's a time to do everything, but not everything on that time. So a farmer knows there's a certain time, his model as a farmer, he's supposed to do something. And outside that time, he is not to do anything. And he is not upset about that because he is following his model or her model. You don't want to have this impulsiveness as a farmer to try to get ahead and plant before you're supposed to. And you don't want to be late. So the first emphasis is on time. That's exactly how I teach you how to read price action. The first ingredient to high probability is time. Is it time to do anything? Now, I mentioned through that daily chart that we were in that range, and until we left it, we were in a scalper's market. And that means that you have to be very, very nimble on a 1 or 5 minute chart and try not to have these expectations to hold for the full daily range. There's a time for that. We weren't in it. And that's why you saw this stagnant little choppy ranges where we would see a flutter here and there. Sometimes 10 handles, maybe 15. But it was an erratic price delivery. And as a new student, I know that you don't have that skill set. You want it so badly, you want to be able to do it right now. And it's already a year late. That's the mentality and the motivation that you have as a new student. I understand that. That's exactly how I was. I wanted to figure it all out faster than I did. But you can't speed it up. And when I gave you the insight that we're in this range, it's not high probability, so you have to be careful. And then I showed, not because of anything more except for me wanting to tell you on that Monday or Tuesday, 2 weeks ago on Twitter, what levels I was looking for. The market was not interested in that. The things that I wanted to see on the high end or the low end, it was not interested in. So that told me immediately, unless something changes overnight, Tuesday of 2 weeks ago into Wednesday morning, I'm not touching it. So I had set plans in motion that if I have no interest in it, what am I going to do? Because I already know the impulsiveness, the human aspect to me, the frailty of emotions, the psychological effects of wanting to show you will still be there. Which is why I said, I have the best tools in trading. I have the best models in trading. And if I'm trading in the optimal time, there is nobody that's going to trade better than me. That's not ego, that's the facts. You will experience that too. But if I am left to my own devices as a human being with mental illness, where I always feel like I have to prove myself, and people like to play counselor to me. Why do you do this? Don't ask me. I don't know why. Okay. But I have to. I'm a dog chasing cars, and you're not going to fix me. A lot of people have tried good-hearted attempts, but that won't work with me. It doesn't work. In fact, And frankly, it pisses me off. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like when someone tries to mother me. Now, I know a lot of you guys like to see me as a father figure. That's cool, but I'm just trying to be a voice of reason. And if I don't follow my own rules, I can blow it just as easily as someone brand new. It takes a great deal of effort on my part to stay disciplined. I always want to moonwalk on the grass that says don't walk on it. I always want to do that. When someone says don't do something, I already have a dozen ways I'm going to do it. Now, we kind of define that as a Christian as a sinner. I am a sinner, and I have to repent every single day, multiple times, because the things that I want to do, the things I think about wanting to do, it's not something that I would be proud of. And you probably wouldn't ever hear that from a mentor anywhere else. But I'm real. I'm practical, even though sometimes I seem impractical to most people. So I have to remove myself from that enticement. Because if I don't do that, I'm left to my own devices. And then I would be in a position where I knew I would be in a trade where I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't be in that market. I shouldn't be in the market. You knew better, ICT. Why are you doing this? Well, because I have something to prove. To who? Whoever will listen. That's the humanity in me that I wrestle with all the time. And for some of you younger folks, generally the young men, you have this same thing inside you. And you want to get really, really good at this. So that way you can go out there and stick your thumb in everybody's eye that didn't have a problem with you. You'll create that audience because you feel like you have to do it. It's something inside of you that you can't cope with. And your coping mechanism is you want to do that because then you'll feel like, a gladiator. That's not why I do what I do. I do it because I want to hear my grandfather tell me, "You done well. I'm proud of you." And there's a lot of things I've done over the years as an educator and a teacher that I'm not proud of. And I know that if he was able to see me and had seen what I've done or said some of the things I've said through ego, he would tell me that wasn't something that I would be proud of or he would be proud of, which would scar me. But left to my own devices over the last 2 weeks, I would have easily had an extremely low strike rate. And I talked to Tom Hugard in private here and there, and I told him, I said, I would have had about a 12% strike rate. If we were being honest and we were sitting at a pub, not that I go to anything like that, but we were just hanging out, he and I told him, I said, I think, honestly, knowing myself, I would have had about a 12% strike rate, which would have been abysmal, hard. But me knowing my tendencies, knowing how I'm going to interpret the climate, the environment, the ideas that I know are going to jump up in my head and say, okay, here's where you want to shine, ICT. This is where you want to go out there and show everybody else that they can't get on your level. When this thing's doing this, you do it. I know that about me. I've done it for years, decades. I've done it. But there's something different about this now. We have so many things looming in the horizon that can wreck these markets instantaneously. And I know that's coming. I know it is. And most of you, even without me saying so, you know it too. But it's not a deterrent enough for you to say, oh, I'm not going to take any, I'm not going to not take a trade right now because I see everybody else doing it. So I got to do it. I'm 50 years old. I don't look at everyone else and say, I want to do that because they're doing it. I look at my history the human in me, the things I've always wrestled with. And I know that every single time I've hurt myself, it's because I wanted to do something that was not asked of me in times where I should have done nothing. And I knew better. And now not because I'm up, and this is how I opened this up in the beginning of this Twitter space. I said that, I'm not obligated to you. As a reminder, I'm not saying it to be condescending, but I'm not obligated to you. And I'm telling you that because I'm reminding myself. I'm reminding myself that I don't have to do anything for you. But I love doing it. And there's a line that gets blurred sometimes because I listen to people that you all tell me not to listen to. But I want to help them because they don't believe either what I'm doing or what I teach, despite people making fortunes with it and crediting their success to the things that they learn from me, which I'm so thankful for. And I've converted a lot of people to this school of thought, not because they like me, because there's people out there that are making money using my stuff, but they don't want to say my name. They don't want to give any kind of credit to it. And they like to say it's always been there, but they're still using my vernacular, my terminology, and my concepts. That's the thing that gets under my skin. That's what frankly pisses me off and causes me to be the abrasive ICT. And I don't like being that person. I don't like being a drag for the students who are here to try to learn. But I'm sharing this because I want you to know that you're going to go through this. Not me, ICT. I'm not like you. I don't have to listen. Start making money. Start making money and start noticing people out there doing things that are nonsensical. Like things that make no sense at all. And they're in there saying that they're this and they're that. They can do this and they can do that. When you know better and you're quietly doing it on your own and you're doing things that they would never believe, then you'll think differently.